good morning. So, this is going to be a different video. No channel messages, no cards, just my personal experience. That is because the art space that I am mentioning in this video have been mentioned in the past before on my personal platforms. I would also post videos on my YouTube channel, Instagram, um, also writing openly appreciative posts about the art space and the work, the inspiration, the artistic work that was kind of triggered in some form of way by the fact that I was collaborating with the art space. Um, the collaboration started around 1 year ago, and at the beginning it really felt sorry, I need to make myself a little bit more comfortable. So in the beginning it really felt fated and God sent this opportunity because I was really at a low point in my life, and I was lacking inspiration and the forward movement. I knew I had all these projects in mind, all these goals that I wanted to achieve, but since I was coming out of an abusive relationship that I also openly spoke about in previous videos, I was feeling quite stranded and abandoned by life. So being able to be active and alive in a space that, at least from a visual point of view, looked so unique, one of a kind, very, very inspiring. I felt extremely blessed, and also the fact that throughout the collaboration I was being asked to deploy not all of my array of skills, and I will talk about this in a minute, but I was being asked to participate and facilitate activities that in my eyes were beneficial for the community. There's too much sun. Okay. I'm going to switch into diva mode, okay? I wanted to show my eyes because this is a really tough topic that I want to tackle, but I'm realizing that the sun is like right in my face, so it is what it is. Basically, what happened in the beginning is that I was shown certificates and achievements, past achievements, that I was made believe that the work that was being conducted in there was aimed to the preservation of arts in general and the enhancement of the local community, with many initiatives that would have as goal giving back, opening up the world of arts to people who would otherwise be cut out of it. And since this is a very big part of what I consider my life purpose, not only I felt really blessed, but I was also willing to go the extra mile to ensure that every objective would be met and beyond. And so progressively, I basically started ignoring my other activities. Not only I reduced my professional charges elsewhere, because when I entered the space, It was heavily destroyed by natural circumstances, but eventually I started realizing that very likely there was more that had been going on under the surface that I was not aware of. And so the space from an organizational point of view was a mess. Okay. Okay, I moved to another area because the sun was getting really strong. So the space was a mess, and I was being told, and also like I received also as non-direct communication that my work was very needed. So as I said, not only I started neglecting other professional endeavors, but also I completely put aside my artistic projects and collaborations. I mean, not completely. I still put out here and there some stuff, but it was nothing compared to what I was actually preparing in my own personal oven, okay? And also because of the fact that I was working towards, I mean, there are many different goals, but one very big goal was to resurrect the space and make it become an elevated spotlight for local artists. I was really very careful about of not using that as personal stage. I was given here and there some chances to express myself artistically within the space, but I was extremely careful about not making it the focus of my collaboration with the space. Quite the other way around. Whenever I was given the chance to promote myself on stage, I would always create the separation and always try to enhance the space first and foremost. And doing that for the sake of the artists, okay? Because I was being told that if the space was going to crumble completely, it would have been a huge loss for local artists. I am more than confident that I am capable of promoting myself going through other channels, also internationally speaking, which is not the case for each and every artist in there. And that was also part of my practical task, making sure that the space would become progressively more and more visible from an international point of view, so that other artists could benefit from that spotlight. And I did that with an open heart. I was willing to put myself on the side, at least for a little bit. I was willing to neglect my own dreams and goals, at least for a little bit. That was, in my perception, a way to give back, a way to make the world in general a better place, making sure that arts in general would become an easier way for others as well to get gratification, to get connections, to be rewarded for simply doing what they love. Which is why I am still left with a lot of confusion regarding why I have been treated the way I have been treated. I was told, as I said, through certificates, verbal communication, verbal agreements, that the main scope was to work towards world peace. The way I have been treated goes so far away from world peace that I don't even have the words to express my disappointment and heartbreak. The abuse and disrespect that I went through is beyond acceptable. And it came from different sources, and it went against both my professional persona and me as an individual, because from a professional point of view, as I said in the beginning, the state of destruction was such that I was willing to neglect practical matters of mine in order to devote most of my time to the rebuilding, the rebranding, creating new connections, making sure that everything would work smoothly, even if there was no budget, even if in the beginning there were no active connections, even if there was no presence online whatsoever. Now, since I'm also a human being, one is only able to sacrifice that much. And when that point came, I started receiving threats. I started receiving manipulation, lies. I was stalked. By the very same people that I was trying to help. At some point, I really felt like my safety was in danger, and I basically had to leave in a rush. And this is the reason why I am making this video today, because I no longer want my name to be associated with whatever type of activity that goes on in there. Right now I no longer have any power to define and decide what goes on. And I also have no interest in deciding and defining what goes on. I just want to make sure that my professional reputation is clean, that my name is clean. I was criticized by the very same artist that I was supposed to help, even if I was not asking much from them. I was willing to simply provide additional forms of expression to them and let them make the most out of it. And so it did take some time for me to be able to shoot this video, because first and foremost, I had to take care of my own safety and my own healing. As I said, having to leave the art space was a heartbreaking experience. I had to come to terms with the fact that I had been giving love, support, and attention to a cause that was not willing to give respect, at least in return. Some fake labels have been attached to my name, and I also needed the time to recover and heal from that. I did express myself around the matter on my platforms. It was just maybe in a scattered way, because I was still healing and I didn't really have the clarity to create a cohesive video around the subject, around the matter. At this point in time, I have no interest in receiving any type of excuse. It's been months. I have provided full instructions on how to conduct the separation peacefully and how to still benefit fully from whatever type of tool that I have left behind. I was more than willing to do so. I still am, by the way. I am no longer willing to let my name be associated with the place, though, at all. There is no amount of excuses of hypothetical sum of money, of reparation that could convince me to go back ever again. As I said, this is simply a way for me to clear my name and reputation. I take great pride in the way I work, in the weight I put and the value I put on transparency around my work, and it would be disrespectful towards the people that I plan to collaborate in the future, and the people that I am currently collaborating with, to just leave the subject surrounded by clouds. From a spiritual point of view, I am willing to transcend the experience, use it as a learning experience, also use it to extract knowledge that I can share with others who might face similar situations. I am not willing to play forgive and forget and just act as if nothing happened, because this is the real world. And unfortunately, if I leave this blank, this affects my seriousness as a professional, as someone who knows how to move in the world of nonprofits, as someone who knows how to conduct and what to not accept in a social venture. So there are some boundaries that needs to be established in order to provide and secure everyone's safety. And me not being willing to cross that do not make me a bad collaboration. It's quite the other way around. So unfortunately, I realized too late that the people I was collaborating with were more concerned with receiving constant yes, even if it was the wrong type of yes, rather than keeping the quality high. This is not something that I am willing to do, not personally, and not when I am placing my name alongside with someone else's name, someone else's dream project, whatever. If the other party is willing to do so, then it is my full right to take a whole bunch of steps back, and it is my full right to ask that my name is no longer being associated with the project. This right not only wasn't respected, but my name, as I said, has been slandered, has been associated to activities that I was not actually partaking in. That at some point when got so bad that it was done to my face in front of other people. So this is also why I took so much time to express myself. It was so absurd what I was witnessing, so in such contrast with the way I had been welcomed in the beginning that it took some time for me to recover from the shock. Very straightforward. I was not expecting to be treated that way. I was not expecting to see someone that I was trying to help doing the most to destroy me completely. This is not the way I work. This is not what I am willing to accept. This is not what I consider working for world peace. This is not what I consider working for good. This is not how you make good things happen. Endangering someone's safety, trying to ruin someone's reputation, that's not the way. I am not naming names in this video, if you paid attention to it. I'm still keeping it clean. And the reason is because the only thing that I want at this point in time is that my name is fully removed from the list of all the people that I came into contact with. You know who you are. I openly asked to be removed in a written official form, so please proceed. You know what you've done. You made your choices. I am allowed to make mine. I am allowed to keep the quality of my work high. I am allowed to keep the standards of my work high. Thank you for your attention. Oh, and this is also, I also forgot something because at some point people started seeing me, okay? I started becoming a visible part of the project. So this video is also an apology for anyone who might have felt misled by my sudden change of attitude, from open praise to publicly healing myself from all the poison that I was receiving. Now you know. Now you know that whatever praise that you saw me perform was done with the best intentions in mind, that the goals that I was promoting were still my goals, are still my goals. I'm really tired. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is that the disappointment that I have been expressing did not come from, okay, now I no longer want to make the world a better place. The disappointment came from the fact that I was being shown that that was not the place for me to perform and to act in that way. I am still very committed. I am just finding other outlets where my safety isn't discussed so openly, where I am being welcomed with the high standards that I have for myself and for the people that I allowed to be around me. And yeah, I am still grateful for the opportunity. I am still grateful for the few valuable connections that I made throughout the space. Not many, I have to be honest. I had to question a lot of the spotlight that I put on certain people. And all I can say is that I sincerely hope that whatever work that I have left behind will still remain available for people who actually started following the project, thinking that those standards that I was promoting were going to be kept over, like, along the way. I hope so. I no longer have any power over it. I am not claiming any power over it. This is just a wish that I have for the community more than anything, because I still truly believe that providing a space where people can be safe doing art is truly important. And even if I am no longer the person making sure that this happens, this is surely something that I wish for this beautiful city and for society in general. I mean, the goal was to create an example that could have been replicated. Sorry, I just received a very weird message. I mean, looks like something good though. But yeah. Keep staying beautiful. I hope this clears a lot of confusion. I have been quite scattered in the past few months. My stability was being challenged. As I said, I was receiving open threats. My safety was not as sure as it is today. And luckily, I'm a hard worker. I do not give up. So I make things turn around for myself. I'm able to just sit calmly in a park today and explain myself in a calm and reasonable demeanor, about this matter. So yeah. I hope if you have any question, I think that the best thing at this point in time is to reach out to me privately. If you want to still discuss any type of collaboration in that direction, I'm still very much open, okay, just not to that space and those people in particular, because, fool me once, shame on me, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. But yeah, life goes on, okay? I'm just making sure that this, to resolve this accordingly to the necessities of a world of adults, where decisions have consequences. And as I said, I no longer want to be responsible for the consequences of any of the decisions made within the space. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.